Hello, everyone. Welcome to CTI 110, Section 6. My name is Sharik Jamil. I also go by Rick Jamil, and I'll be helping you out with this course this semester. I just wanted to give you a little lay of the land if you're new to Blackboard, just so you can find things easily and how to get started. So we just went through our first week of school and we're starting week two. And for the first week, we didn't have a lot of stuff to do. We really just wanted everybody to make sure they were familiar with Blackboard and they can find the various assignments that are coming up, complete the course entry quiz and the academic integrity agreement. So um, if you were familiar with the old Blackboard, we now are on a new version of Blackboard that looks like this. And so if you have any trouble or can't find things or don't have access to a lesson or something like that, please reach out. Um, I'm pretty flexible in helping you out and hopping on teams if you need help, as long as it's well ahead of the assignment due date. And so typically your assignments are going to be due on Sundays. And so if you need help, I'd really appreciate it if you reached out by Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Starts getting a little late on Thursday. Um, and yeah, so reach out by email if you have any questions. I'm pretty happy to answer. There's also a discussion tab that we can use. Um, I'll create a new one here that's called Students Helping Students or something, where you can feel free to ask questions because there's only one of me and there's many of you. And if somebody's having a problem, it could be that others are too. And so that's the best way to get help within the course is to just post something on the discussion board and hope that somebody else can chime in and answer. But for the most part, you should be able to find everything here within the stuff that we've posted for the course. Um, and then if you need further help, um, there's resources in the syllabus as far as you can find tutoring on campus if you need tutoring help or tech support or different things like that. There's Blackboard support as well. So yeah, let's run through all that. So the first thing you'll see when you get into Blackboard is your course entry quiz. Um, you definitely need to get that done by the deadline in order to stay in the course. So students will be dropped if they don't finish that in the prescribed time. And I believe that day is, um, hold up. Oh, okay, course entry quiz. Yeah, so this is a course ending on May 9th. So our deadline is January 17th. So just 5 more days. You should really get that done if you want to stay in the course. Students will be automatically withdrawn from the course for no activity if the quiz is not completed. And I'll send out a reminder. So yeah, get the course entry quiz done. And then here's a post on why Blackboard looks different, and that's because of that update that we did. Here's another reminder to complete the course entry quiz. Then the other thing that we needed to have done by this week was the academic integrity agreement. If you don't finish those things, they're going to prevent you from accessing modules in the future. So just get those done so that you can view these things down here, which is lesson one and lesson two. Um, and so if it's already late because it was due on the 10th, but if you still need to do it, you can still submit it late and I'll try to get those approved so that you can move on. But let me know if you need any help there. And the academic integrity agreement, I think, is just a two-question quiz. Um, so then we have getting started. This is probably the most important part of the Blackboard as we're starting out here. So this has some instructor information. So this is some information about me, what I'm into, and how you can reach out to me. So I like email. I can usually respond between 48 to 24 hours. Then we have a syllabus that just kind of covers our policies. There's my email address. You should be able to find other spots in Blackboard as well. What we're going to be doing this semester. some requirements, software requirements. So you will need a Windows computer for this course, just for Flowgorithm. And so if you have like a Mac or something, then things get a little technical. There's a backdoor way to install Flowgorithm, and that's not sponsored by the school or anything because it was created by somebody random on the internet, so it gets kind of risky. But I do run that, so I have a Mac and I run that to run Flowgorithm on my computer. Or you gotta be okay getting a zero on those couple assignments that Flowgorithm is used for. But if you're in that situation, reach out to me and maybe we can talk about how we can proceed further there. Um, but then a couple other tools you'll need there, and then we have here's where the different services are that are available through the school. So, yeah, there's disability support services, and then I thought there was also, yep, down here. So down here you can find if you have concerns, there's a student care center, and then other resources. I thought there was tutoring stuff in here as well, but I can send information on that as I find it, or you might also get some forwarded to you from the department. But one important part I wanted to go over in here was the attendance and the late policy. So if you miss 2 weeks worth of work, you will be dropped from this course, because the department has a policy that a student has to attend 90% of all class meetings, and we don't do class meetings in this course. Your performance is judged entirely by your submissions. But if you fail to submit at all something for 2 weeks, not in a row, just in general. So if you miss submitting anything on week 1 and then like later on week 6, you will be withdrawn from the course because that's t 2 weeks is about 10% of the course. Um, and that's a policy that hurts a lot of people, but it's implemented across all our sections, and so I can't justify not dropping somebody because it wouldn't be fair to the other students. And in concordance to that is also a late work policy. So we don't accept any late work, period, unless it's like something with a doctor's note or some kind of documentation in a really extenuating circumstance. Now, I'm more than happy to work with you if you reach out to me like I said earlier, if you've tried the assignment Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or you have some kind of situation coming up like travel, work, weddings, whatever it is. If you let me know by Thursday, Friday, okay, maybe we could talk about extending the due date for you. But if I get a late submission on Sunday, then there's really not much I can do about that, just in terms of being fair to all the other students that are taking this course. So those are our policies. So just make sure you get your work in on time, ask questions early and often, and don't miss submissions. Just get something submitted, even if it's you know, a one-page submission with your name on it, you're going to be marked present. So that's a huge deal there. So yeah, course syllabus is a bunch of information. Then we have the course schedule. I'll be sending reminders every week, at least I plan to, of what is coming up in that given week. But this is just kind of a rough outline of what the semester is going to look like. And so, like I said, this week we had the course entry quiz and the academic integrity agreement due, and then starting next Sunday, we're going to have, our regular, or starting Monday, basically, you can start work on lesson 1, which is Introduction to Source Control. And then going forward, we kind of have something due almost every week. Every now and then we'll have a 2-week gap between submissions, during some of the holidays and closer to the end of the semester when we're working on the last lesson. So yeah, a little outline there. for you to plan ahead. Then there's a getting started tab. Oh, this is where all the resources are. So tips for success in this course, ways you can get help, ways not to get help, different things like that. Grading a layer work policy that I kind of just went over. And then, oh, student support. Here you go. So these are all the within Wake Tech ways to get help. So they have all sorts of different avenues that I highly encourage you to go into. I know in past sections that I've taught, students have heavily relied on tutoring, especially if you're not that well versed with computers, because we definitely will be going fast and learning a lot this semester. And for some people, it could be a ch big challenge, especially when you're juggling family and different things like that. But yeah, so if you complete the course entry quiz and the academic integrity agreement, that should open you up to lesson one. And so I'll try to make things set up to where they'll open as you complete stuff, and I'll try to open stuff earlier. Um, but there won't be a rhythm to when they open up, but they should open up, at least a week or earlier than the due date. So you'll have like 7 to 21 days to work on the lessons if you want to work ahead. Every lesson is going to have what's called a lesson task list, and I'll also send it in as a reminder. The lesson task list is basically going to tell you what we expect from you that week. And so, say this is the lesson task list for week one. It'll say, see the course schedule for due dates. That was the thing I showed you earlier. Look through announcements, read through the getting started section, go through the lesson one lecture material that you have, complete the academic integrity agreement, which doesn't count as a grade, but it is mandatory, so you won't be able to see a lot of the lessons that are coming forward. Finish the quiz, finish lab one, and an assignment. So, in order to be marked present, you must have a submission in all three of these, all the things that are required. So, every week you get two submission points, one for a lab and one for a lecture, and that's what we would have done if this was a seated course. Um, but basically, if you're missing one of these things, like you haven't submitted anything at all on time, you're gonna lose 2 points if you don't submit anything, and 1 point if you miss any one of these things. So just try to get stuff submitted on time is the biggest thing I will stress. Um, as the most important thing. And then secondly, work early and try to get everything done. And there's no doubt that you'll be successful in this course. I'll try to put out any resources that I can on my end. If you're struggling on a Monday or Tuesday and you just don't understand, please post on the discussion board. If you still don't get it, it's Thursday and Friday. Please reach out. In the past, I've put out like video demos, walkthroughs of me finishing the assignment myself so you can kind of watch it and tag along. Um, yeah, we can work on all kinds of stuff. So please reach out for help and we can help you get through this course. Um, but that's all I had in this getting started section. Good luck this semester and I hope you enjoy.